Hello everyone and welcome to the Bitter Popcorn channel, and we continue to discuss the terrible consequences that war entail. You've probably heard of Wagner, who recruit mercenaries in prisons for the war in Ukraine.
Кто нам нужен? Понятно, что вы все молодцы, все нужны, но идеальный кандидат, так скажем, Илья Муромец со строгого режима, не в первый раз судимый. Это 30-45 лет от роду, крепкий, уверенный в себе, выносливый, желательно отсидевший пятнашку и более, желательный впереди пятнашка и более, желательно не один раз за убийство, тяжкие телесные, разбой, грабеж. Если администрацию какую-нибудь элементов отпиздил, это еще лучше.
These criminals who are all ready to risk their lives go to war because they will sit for a very long time for terrible crimes, for murder, robbery and kidnapping if they will not follow Wagner. Of course, these are different people with different stories, but they are criminals. And how a year after the start of the war, Russia is faced with a huge problem. These attackers who sniff gunpowder and adrenaline becomes national heroes in Russia. These rage uncontrolled from unpunishment. They become deadly weapon, thirsty for blood. They become just like Rambo.
I want your weapon, I want your ass. Who in the fuck do you think you are?
Thinks he's Rambo.
Rambo is a pussy. What do you know? It's snowing.
When America went to war on Vietnam, it was viewed in the local media as a democratic liberation mission in much the same way as it happening in Russia today. But conflict dragged on for several years, and the US leadership began to realize that nothing good would come out of it and decide to bring back its soldiers. At home, the returning military were not welcomed with open arms.
We got shoulder to shoulder as we were surrounded by these people. They were spitting on us, they were hitting us with signs, they were screaming at us that we were baby killers. One woman stepped up and hacked in this guy's face.
The main character of this story is a Green Beret John Rambo. He returned to America from Vietnam, but never found himself in a peaceful life. Deciding to visit an old frontline friend, John arrived in an American outback but realized that he was the only one left of his entire squad. Having outlined a new path for himself, Rambo went on a foot through Morris town, and there he began to have serious problems, but not only him. The local sheriff thought John was a Trump, a bum who didn't belong here.
You visiting somebody around here? You're asking for trouble around here, friend. Now jump in. I'll make sure you head in the right direction, huh?
Having kicked Rambo out of the territory and trusted him.
So why are you pushing me? I haven't done anything to you.
First of all, you don't ask the questions around here. I do. You understand?
The sheriff thought that he had won, but it's not that easy to get rid of the famous veteran of a Vietnam War. Rambo considered it a matter of honor to come back and teach the police a lesson. And since then, a real hunt begins in the town and its forest surroundings. But here we'll still to understand who is chasing whom, because in the case of Rambo, even one in the field is a warrior. Sylvester Stallone in First Blood is an excellent physical shape. Performed many tricks himself, for which he has a lot of respect. As for his game, which periodically hit the stones of the criticism, it's pretty good in the image of iconic warrior. Stallone in his place, like Rocky, Rambo became associated with Stallone, and no one will change that. First Blood is an excellent movie in all respects. This is not a classic action movie, but also a thriller, detective and drama. I read that the story has become a model for its time and feels great. even now when it would seem our society should become much more civilized, but unfortunately it continues to ignite unnecessary wars, giving rise to more and more dangerous Rambos. P.S. When I was small in the Soviet Union, in my father's house, there was a set of cassettes. I was the only one in the neighborhood who had a VCR, because in the Soviet times it was impossible to find it. And John Rambo was handwritten, and John Rambo was one of my favorite tapes that I used to watch each time after time, and I never got tired from this movie. And every time when I put this movie, I hear the music, it brings me back the nostalgia from a long time ago. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Like if you liked it, subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. And see you in the next episode.